Hello, hello, welcome. As the music stops. Perfect entrance. Welcome, everyone. How's it going? For those who don't know me, my name is Layla. I'm a streamer here. And yeah, let's get into it. Today we'll be working on the same character as last time. It was actually a character from last year that I never got to finish, but it's Christmas themed, so I thought it would be appropriate. And it's 18th of December here in New Zealand today, so Christmas is slowly coming towards us. I'm gonna take off my headphones because otherwise you can hear my voice and hear what I'm saying. Thirst from Jamaica. Oh, also, I wanted to bring up the chat. Let me know if it's too distracting or whether you can see it and read it in the resolution that I'm streaming. I just feel hesitant to make it any larger on the screen because it will cover up what I'm doing. But yeah, let me know. Maybe I'll play around with fonts and sizes and stuff like that. Hello Jace, hello RG's Design. I want to learn. I want to learn ZBrush from beginning from YouTube. Someone please recommend the best channel. That's the best channel for you. We have amazing tutors, amazing industry professionals here. Yeah, just pick and choose your flavor, as I say. All of us are great. That's how I personally learned from YouTube streams and different like ZBrush channels. Sorry, give me a second. Wanted to turn up an extra light. Saying hello everyone. Hey Libra. I would recommend flip normals and next to. Cool. Yeah, flip normals is great. I haven't heard of next to. No starting, salute. Starting now. Hey, regards from Nicaragua. Oh, welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Christopher. Okay, YZ68. Also speed char, but they sometimes does Blender instead of ZBrush. Same concept. So yeah, speed char is really good. I think that's the guy that I'm thinking about. I think I've recommended him before. Yeah, good content, straight to the point, like very user friendly, I guess. Okay, let's get started. So let me bring up the concept. Concept is by Christina Gomez from last year. She did this, what was it called? Drawing Your Style? Oh, might being the best there. Yeah, I'll put it here. Although I'm not sure how the chat will go. We'll see. We worked on her hair some more. She's missing her earrings and like the buttonholes in her jacket, I guess. And the lollipop is here. I just need to pose her. We get those buttonholes in, and then we can start posing. Because her hands need a lot of work. I might work some on them, and then I'll refine them in the pose. Thank you for the stream. You're welcome, Mr. White. You're welcome. Sorry, I was a bit late. Also, let me know if the music is good versus my voice, or should I bring the music up a little bit? Or if it's too loud, should I bring it down? You can also see that she's got this armband. It's only got one division in this one. Not the best topology. But we divide maybe 4 times. Now let's try and mask this armband area. It's around here. If you don't know what I'm doing, I'm just hitting W on my keyboard and then Control, dropping, Control, kind of like dragging the mask across the mesh. Actually, in ZBrush 2024, they've improved upon it, and now you can like blur it as you mask, which I'm really excited for. So as soon as I don't forget to update my software, you'll see me stream with ZBrush 2024. Okay, and from this side as well, let's mask it. It's a little bit, yeah, that's better. So a very fast way to create polygroups. Let's see if it's too low. Might be a bit too low. So what we can do is Ctrl-Shift-X on your keyboard. Ctrl-Shift-X will make the selection grow. Ctrl-Shift-S will make it shrink. So think S for shrink and X for expand, I guess. Let's expand it a little bit. Hide this side. Yeah, that's better. Now let's color pick from the spotlight that I just loaded. To color pick from the spotlight, if I hover over it, you'll see no matter where I try to color pick with the C on my keyboard, it doesn't do it. So I need to activate the spotlight by hitting Z on my keyboard. Now it's activated, I can like move it around, scale it. Also the chat is in the way. Where should I put this? Here. Now, when you activate it, now you can pick color with X. Oh, sorry, C on your keyboard. I want to pick this red one. Move it out of the way. Great and chill. Thank you. How does the low poly count low, but it still looks so smooth? I don't know much about ZBrush. That's a great question. So if you are asking about this, so by default it would look jagged, like low poly. But if you go to dynamic subdivisions, it's been there since forever. Since I started learning ZBrush at least. You can turn on dynamic or just hit D on your keyboard when you don't have the subdivisions. And it will say, currently this mesh has 0 subdivision levels. Would you like to activate dynamic subdivisions instead? And you say yes or always yes. And now it's got subdivisions. Let's roll back. So it's basically like free preview in Maya, or I'm sure there's an equivalent in Blender and stuff like that. Привет, хорошего стрима, спасибо, Maxim. Hi Layla. Sorry, I can't read your nickname. I'm a student who's newly learning ZBrush. I want to ask, how do you make your topology clean but do you still keep the details? Mine just makes it super mushy or lost the details. Yeah, that's one of the main things you need to learn in order to use ZBrush to its full capacity, and it's a great question. So how about I quickly show it? My subtool menu is not a very good example of how you should keep your subtools, because I have everything split out and nothing is named, but we're not here to judge, right? Let's say it was this one. Although I'm happy with the topology, I'll happily show you what I mean. So let's say you got, let's duplicate it, got something like this. See? Good detail, you sculpted on it, but it's like dynameshed, or maybe even, what's happening? Yeah, okay. Or maybe even it's got some Sculptures Pro on it, so the topology isn't amazing. What do we do? So what I like to do, disregard this mesh, it's just my backup so I can roll back to it. I duplicate the mesh that I want to create good topology of. I'll switch this one off. Hide the other one, let's call it retopo, and I'll call this one Dyna mesh. On the retopo one, your best friend will be ZRemesher, or there are other ways to retopologize your stuff. Let me quickly hide the concept so you guys can read the chat. So if I just hit ZRemesher, it'll think for a little bit. Hopefully, it will give you a better topology. Okay, so this is not horrible. Could have been better. There are ways to improve it, but it's a good start. By lowering the count and hitting retry. Mesh updated, refreshing original. By lowering the target polygon count, you will lower the expected polygons, obviously, that ZRemesher should output. So this is even better. Now there are areas like these ones that you might want to smooth out. You know, for the piece of geometry like hair bangs that won't move much probably, this is not a terrible geometry, you know? So let's say we're happy with this. You could also alternatively take it to another software like Blender or Maya or 3ds Max, Cinema 4D, you name it, and retopologize it by hand. I'm not gonna show it now, but if you Google how to retopologize in blah 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 blah, you'll get tutorials for it. So now you've got this mesh that is still lacking all of those details from the other one, this one, right? So let's hit Ctrl D to add the division, or just divide here. You'll see it says Ctrl D. I'll divide it a couple of times, maybe like 4. Might be an overkill though. Let's turn the Dynamesh piece on, or your topo piece on. And now in the project tab, let's turn off color, or you can keep it on if you want. It will reproject the color as well. I always like to save before I do this, but you never know. And now just hit project. And what it's gonna try to do is project all of your details back. There might be some areas where you won't like it because the geometry has changed a little bit, but for the most part, with some cleaning up, you'll get your geometry back. You see, got your lines back, stuff like that. And like these sharp corners you can always easily fix with just turning on AccuCurve or your move brush. There you go. You've got lots of subdivisions now, but you have a low poly and a high poly. And then you have to create UVs and bake displacement maps and normal maps. Something that I won't get into too much, because otherwise it will turn in a fully fledged tutorial. But again, if you Google how to create normal maps or displacement maps, I'm sure you'll be on the right track. So how about I delete this one, delete that one. Let's go back. If you guys ever wondered how to turn all of these on at once, it's Ctrl-Shift-Click. If you just click on one, it will only unhide it. Cool, I hope this helps. Hey, I'm from India. Welcome. Hey Layla, hello. Do you have your YouTube channel? I do. I just don't stream there as much, purely because of time management. But yeah, subscribe to it if you want. There are some time lapses there. I have recorded some video footage of me explaining like stuff for Substance Painter. I haven't edited it yet, so it's in the making. Personal projects don't have to have named subtools, just don't export when anything is named new folder. Yeah, probably not. What's new this week is asking, hi, a question. I usually sketch things out inside ZBrush and tend to go into Maya for better topology and crisp edges. Is this an okay workflow, or should I learn to either do everything inside ZBrush? You don't have to learn to do everything inside of ZBrush. It is possible if you want to learn, but it really depends on your workflow. I still use Maya for topology, some parts of it. Some parts I use plugins inside ZBrush, like ZWrap. You can Google it, it's by 3D scanning guys. Like, they created their own 3D scanning software, but then they also created a plugin for ZBrush, where you can take good topology from a good mesh and transfer it onto like a Dynameshed one. It's really good. That's what I use. But yeah, any software is fine as long as it gets the job done. If you want to optimize your workflow and learn it inside ZBrush, go for it. If you want to keep it outside ZBrush, it's up to you. I'm always up for learning something new for a new challenge. So it really depends. Sunny's asking, hi Layla, how are you today? Have a Merry Christmas. Oh, thank you. I'm good today. It's only like a week to go, right? Till Christmas. I wouldn't say that I'm in the very Christmassy mood, purely because I'm in New Zealand and it's hard to be in the Christmassy mood when it's like 20 degrees outside and it's summer and everyone's wearing shorts and t-shirts and sunscreen. But hey, I'm working with what I've got. You can mask areas and they won't project or be projected. Yeah, that's true. I would recommend Blender for UV Unwrap due to the fact it auto-organizes it better, but I'm the villain here because I do unwrap on ZBrush, haha. Any software works. ZBrush is great as well when you get to learn it. Like, I've made countless UVs in here using this one, UV Master. Okay, I think I'm caught up with the chat now. You still haven't told me if the music is okay, so I'm assuming it is. Whoop. What was I doing? Okay, buttonholes. Oh no, sorry. Armband. Oh. Sometimes when you go up and down a level, it will create like a weird polygroup. How about we isolate it and fill in the color? Okay, not bad. Now let's pick white. And I need to paint some stripes, but it's a bit too low poly at the moment. So how about we Shift D again, which will give us more resolution to work with. Still too low poly. Shift D again, and let's see. Level 6. Okay, it's not too dangerous. If I were in like level 7 territory, ooh, maybe not. Maybe not so safe. This one done. What are your guys' favorite like holidays movies? Or if you don't celebrate Christmas, maybe something that you do celebrate during holidays. What are your movies? Like comfort movies that you like to watch with your family or friends? Girlfriends, boyfriends, partners. I'm very basic. I like to watch Harry Potter just because I grew up watching it. And it's somehow just became hardwired into my brain that Christmas equals Harry Potter movies. Maybe because I had them on like discs that we would rent out from the CD, like rental stores. It's no longer a thing with like streaming everything and torrenting and stuff like that. Back in my day, it wasn't that long ago, you would go to a rental shop and you'd rent a movie. And sometimes if I really liked it, I would ask my mom to kind of like say at the shop that we lost it so we can keep it. Then we had to pay for it. And we did. Oh. Perhaps I could make it even like a bit more interesting. What I mean by that is, how about we create polygroups from Polypaint? Oh, I did it. Now On here, masking order. So we'll create, if you select these two different groups together, and you can see they are different. And select mask by feature groups, it will mask the edges in between those groups. Now let's do this, and invert it, and Ctrl H to hide the mask. Now go in here, and I'll do slight deflate. Yeah, maybe something like that. Now we can mask this one. Blur it a little bit. I'm just holding down Control and clicking on the mesh, which blurs the mask for me. And now let's inflate balloon. Let's see if we can handle it. Hi Layla, I'm on the same weather because December in Brazil is summer, so expect very hot weather. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I guess you get used to it. Will you post-process this, like you have done with the models in your ArtStation process? You mean like different stages of the model? Yeah, I can. That's why I keep different versions of the model, so I can kind of like roll back, make a few screen grabs. And this is not bad. Again, mask. Maybe go down a level. Something like this. What does normal inflate do? Not bad. I just wanted to add some visual interest to this. Let's go into flat color. That's fine. It's a little bit blurred. Can go over it with some Dem Standard to clean it up. You know, I could do it as a line, I think. Could I not? Doesn't want to work for some reason. Oh well. Yeah. True. My hand isn't steady at all today. Yeah, that's better. And I know this question will be coming, so I am working on Bouillon Canvas 22. It's my tablet. It's a screen tablet, so I can sculpt on it and see straight away. That's why I'm looking down and not up. Out of all the questions I get each stream, that's the most popular one. This one, or if someone gets into the debate of what is better, ZBrush or Maya or Blender. Ah, her buttons look like casino chips. She's a secret gambler. Yeah, maybe. Maybe she is. gambles all of that. I don't know. All of those presents that are meant for kids. Because she's supposed to be Santa's elf, right? If you don't get your present this year, that's on her. Ничего не смотрю обычно, дабы навеять новогоднее настроение, но если смотрю, то это рандомные мультфильмы на эту тематику. Но такого настроения, как в детстве, уже, скорее всего, не навеять. А почему? Есть же отличные мультфильмы и фильмы, которые навеивают, нет? Навеивают? What's new this week? Not different versions. At the end, you make the presentable using Photoshop, I guess. Pretty sure it's not all ZBrush. Make them presentable. Will you post-process this? Oh, you mean like... I read it as like, will you post a process of creating this? You mean like, will I bring it all the way to rendering? Yes. I really want to find time and export it out and render it out. Be out of V-Ray. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, can I ask how would you do a pointy spike here at the end of the start? For example, like Sonic spike here. A pointy spike here at the end of the strand. I didn't read it correctly. Yep, just a second. Cool. These are fine. This will do. That's what I wanted to create. Been trying to get a result like that for a few weeks, but nothing. So you're talking about rendering and you're asking about a pointy spike here at the end of the strand. So what you could use that ships with ZBrush, it's Extrude Profile or Curve Alpha. I'm not sure if you used any of those, but they are amazing. We can demonstrate in one of these. Okay, perfect. It doesn't have subdivisions. So by default, if I were to draw on that, it is a hair strand with a pointy end like a spike. And it snaps onto geometry by default. I'm not sure if you used this one and if it worked or not. If it didn't, for some reason, let me know. But yeah, that's how I would approach any spiky hair. I would just like throw it out, and you can like manipulate it and stuff like that. Sonic spike here. And then all of these brushes have different profiles, so this one will have more of a, looks like, you know, the sundae ice cream from McDonald's. This one's more of this shape. Basically, you can play around with it. I think I'll go for something very simple. Try this one. Great thing about it, once you've placed your hair strand that you like, maybe this one, you can adjust the size, but you can also swap to any other one. Like, let's say I changed my mind and now I want this. You just click on it. I think I do prefer the simpler one. Но это как вновь поверить в Деда Мороза. Наверное, не знаю. Мне кажется, это больше про ощущения. Она же не всегда связана только с подарками и магией Рождества. Для меня это близкие фильмы, вкусная еда, елка, снег за окном. Без снега трудно. Sorry guys, I'm just rambling on about not having snow in New Zealand during Christmas. Or ever, really. It doesn't snow here. Not on the North Island at least. Might be a bit too much. Sorry, I can't make up my mind for some reason. Okay, that's not bad. Build the object, and now that it's geometry, we can push and pull it as we want. Let's turn off AccuCurve. Split it and smooth it out. Согласен, я соскучился за снегом. Okay, those buttonholes I promised. Let's turn off the candy cane. How would I make them? It's kind of like a... I don't want to overdo it. I still want to keep it very stylized. So, let's go to IMM primitives H. Pretty sure H stands for half. Let's delete lower. Ooh. Let's select something like this. And I'm gonna color pick from the reference image. Flatten it. I'm gonna split it. And reconstruct it. Oh, didn't notice it, but you can't see the brushes that I'm using. Let's see. I can actually do this, right? Oh, can't. Shit. Okay, I'll just hide the concept for now. Hello. Hello, Anna. How's it going? I feel like her chest is a little bit in the way. What I mean by that, create too much of a contrast. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, it's supposed to be that way anyway. Okay. Hi Layla, hi Tatoon, how are you? Looking beautiful as always. Please tell your boyfriend not to be jealous. He's not jealous. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, so we're making those. So it's sort of not even a buttonhole. How would I describe it? It's a kind of button that a thread wraps around to keep the button in place. Kind of thing, right? Not the button to keep the jacket in place. Or is it vice versa? A bit confused. Let's bring up the pace a little bit. I might not explain everything that I'm doing. Hope you guys don't mind. This is a bit... Yeah, that will do. I would like to explore either Sub or Mari for creating characters for a future movie. Which one do you recommend? I've only personally used Substance, but I know that for big visual effects productions and big VFX houses, Frame Store, ILM, Double Negative, and stuff like that, they all use Mari in conjunction with Substance. So Substance is kind of like mostly for mask creating because it's really good at that, whereas Mari can output very huge maps like 16K, more than that, for creatures with like extreme close-ups, whereas Substance can do less than that, let's say. But it depends. If you need just a prop, like not a creature but a prop to be textured, Substance might be okay because it can output up to 8K and you can have as many items as you want depending on your PC build, of course. So I'd say know what you want to use it for, and always it's better to know both. Now, let's say I have a rope brush, but I have a feeling that will be a bit much. What would duplicate the subtool? Go to the lowest, do it higher. I'm just gonna use it as like a template to draw on. Just wanna see how this looks like, what this looks like. Ugh. Nah, maybe it's a bit too detailed. Again, I'm trying to keep it quite stylized. Okay, how about we dynamesh this one? So it's all one solid, kind of solid mesh. Now, something like that. Well, something like this could work. I wanna make it like a cleaner path, so I'm gonna hit 6 on my keyboard a few times, and you see it smooths out the curve itself. So now I have to just click on it and it will update the mesh like so. Let me just test a few more brushes before I move on. The rounded one also looks good. What are you saying in chat? Thanks, you're welcome. I had no idea this was even possible. Oh my god. What was possible? You're welcome, I guess? Also, if you wanted to control the divisions, I think it was... Oh my, where was it? I'm not gonna be able to remember. Why? Basically, there is a slider for controlling the subdivisions. I just can't remember. Nope, not smoothness. Was it curve step? Ooh. Not quite. Oh well, let's move on. Maybe I'll remember it by the end of the stream. Boop, 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 boop. The way you smooth them looks sexy. I'm shocked it's even a thing. Yes. Yes, it is. I also found out maybe last year. It's a great helper. Doesn't want to snap because in the picker, depth constant Z. Nope, that's not it. Although usually fixes it. Okay. I needed to turn on snap as well. Okay. Good. Now let's 6 again. Boom. And boom. Disregard this. I'll get rid of it in a minute. Okay, cool. I should have remembered how to lower the resolution, but oh well. Oh well. What happened there? Wow. Well, that's something new. I guess we'll have to redo it. ZBrush is at it again. I guess you can admire my wallpaper though. Hey, how far back are we rolling? One. Corrupt septal. What is corrupted? The eye is corrupted. How? Jesus. Let's just get rid of it. And I'm just gonna bring it back. The chat. I'm currently going to a university in 3D arts and I can't stop to worry or think about what my options are as a career will be. How has your experience been in the industry? It hasn't been like, haven't had a lot of jobs in the industry because I've had one stable job for the past 5 years. But let's say I graduated, and on my graduation kind of like party / presentation, I was able to secure a job because a lot of like industry people from New Zealand were invited there. I got offers straight out of the gate, so like not even a month after graduating I got a job. And during that time I also would get like freelance proposals as well, mostly via ArtStation, so people would find me on ArtStation. So having good online presence and good portfolio is key. That's what I would say. But also prior to going to university I had some work experience in another company, which it was kind of like an internship, but it was more of a kind of like I did everything everyone else did, just like on a very junior level. That was really good experience, good work experience. So I'd say there is stuff out there, but it does depend on how much work you're willing to put into it. Because I'd say doing my university 10-month course that I went through here in New Zealand, I would spend kind of like triple the amount of time that was necessary for the curriculum. So let's say there would be like a 3-hour lecture every day. I would spend 9 hours. Is that how it works? Yeah, 9 hours in university instead. So I would do like extra time. I would do extra stuff on the side, sculpt more. I would obviously ask for permission from the tutors, and they'd let me stay over time. So yeah, depends on what kind of work you're willing to put in. And that's how I see it anyway. But also on how smart you are with your portfolio. You don't have to have 10 pieces that are just flawless. You can have 3 pieces that are really good, and it's better than 10 mediocre ones, you know? Or 10 perfect ones. Like, that would be ideal, but it takes time, right? Got carried away. Le Saxophone is asking, I'm definitely willing to put up the fight needed, but you know, just curious about what I need to prepare myself for. Yeah, so just like I said, you will get some what's the word? Rejections, I guess. You won't get all the jobs that you want, but that's fine. That's how the industry is. I mean, you are applying like against so many other talented artists all around the world, especially for like remote positions. Maybe consider positions that are open in your city, in your country at least. Maybe you could relocate, because less people are applying for on-site jobs than there are people applying for remote jobs. Remote jobs are more competitive usually. Bye-bye ZBrush. Yeah, I know. That was unfortunate, wasn't it? Let me quickly fix whatever was going on here. Perhaps it was layers? Yeah, I don't know. Go into geometry and fix mesh. Delete, fix mesh. Oh. Maybe we should keep it in high subdivision so it doesn't do that weird shit again. Let's copy the subtool, go back into the subtool that we were able to save. I'll quickly redo those loopy things. Cool. The eyes are back. Duplicate this one. And delete, delete. And now let's dynamesh it. Cool. Brush. I think it's worth 6 keys. What's worth 6 keys? Thank you so much for the answer. Currently, I'm also making sure to spend that extra time to that extra mile. Awesome. Well, good luck to you then. Do you have any tips to lower down total points of polygons? My files surprisingly get millions even though it's not that much details. Well, it will depend on what kind of topology are you using. Are you using Dynamesh or Sculptures? And then subdividing that? Don't do it. Never subdivide Dynamesh or Sculptures. Always ZBrush. And ZBrush on like low, maybe not this low, but low amounts of polygons, numbers. Come on, it's not that bad. Just just wanted to show it as an example, and ZBrush is just taking a million years. Yeah, so keep it low, maybe in this range for the low poly, from 0 to 5, sometimes a bit higher than that. And then subdivide it. Never subdivide Dynamesh. That's what would bring you to like millions upon millions. Okay, how's this working? Is it sticking? No. Snap. Still not sticking. Yeah, it's the thing with the picker. Def, constant Z. Okay. Why is it so slow? Okay. Equals 6. Also, ugh. This should work. Yes. So if you get your cursor to be blue, so you see how it's usually red, but if you're on top of the line, it turns blue. Now click on it and hold down Shift and smooth. It will smooth out the line, so similar to 6, but instead of smoothing out the entire line, it will only smooth out the area that you're affecting. You can sometimes do what you want it to do, and sometimes it won't. I know, very helpful. Okay, moving on. Hi Layla, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Okay, that's not too bad, straight out of the gate. Cool, last one, and we'll be back to where we were before the ZBrush crashed. Delete hidden. Cool. So this is what we got. We could run a polish and see what it does. We'll kind of smooth it even further. Can inflate it a little bit. And what if I were to go in with ZModeler and get rid of this one? That's not bad. Let's turn on topological, adjust stuff a little bit. Name of this channel change or what? I don't think so. Are you also going to animate this character? No, because I'm not an animator, nor am I interested in animation in particular. In animating, sorry. Just not part of my job. My job is to create appealing characters, to know how to make good, riggable topology, and basically just get it across the line for riggers to pick up. And then they do their magic. Cool. That's that. How much time do we have? Around like 45 minutes. Cool. Again, I always say that, but I'll repeat myself. If you guys have any questions, you can drop them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them. So, armband done, those buttonholes are done. She's missing earrings, but that's an easy fix. Also, I would want to put them in after I'm done with the posing. She's got her eyebrow already raised, so maybe we try and pose her. Just want to do some adjustments to her hands real quick. Let me find some good reference on my board. And let's save as well. Your all characters look awesome. Thank you. Oh yeah, the last time we discussed the game of the year, who's gonna take it, I think the results were announced, right? Like, my coworkers told me that Baldur's Gate won. And I think that's fair. The publisher or like the game company came out of nowhere and just smashed it with this game. The whole world loved it. No one expected it to be this good, I think. Well, they didn't come out of nowhere, but you know what I mean. Like, people didn't expect it to be this good, I don't think. Majority of people who weren't following Baldur's Gate, like demo versions and like alpha versions and stuff like that, because I know the game has been in the making for years now. Just trying to find the bones a little bit more and the structure of her hand, because it's just all out of whack. I don't think I spent any time on it whatsoever. Like refining her hands. Just very slapped together without much consideration for what's going on. That's okay, we'll fix it. We can fix her. That's the meme, right? I know these folds are going more into the realistic territory, but I'll bring it back. That's just how I like to work. It's just going a little bit more realistic and then pulling it back towards stylization. But you need to have a good foundation to work off. So when people ask me, oh, so you only do stylized characters, that means you don't know not anatomy and stuff like that. Not quite true. You actually need to have very good knowledge of anatomy to make good stylized characters. Not saying that I do, but I know that you have to have it in order not to struggle much. Okay. Speaking about game, you know Steam, there's going to be Dig sale on the 21st to 4th, I think on Steam. Winter sale is coming. Yeah, I think it already started, didn't it? God of War is on sale right now, I believe, for another like maybe week or so. So if any of you ever wanted to play God of War, I'm not affiliated with Steam or God of War publisher whatsoever. I just know that I really want to play it, so I might get it. So it's on sale for like 40 New Zealand dollars, which is, I don't know, like 25 USD. I don't really know the conversion rate right now. Okay. So satisfying to watch someone who's good at what they do. Really inspiring. Oh, thank you. That's really nice. You just made my day. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm winging it. I'm kidding. I have an idea of what I'm doing. Thank you anyway. Let's say what defines good progress is having good observation skills and good reference at hand. And I can say that I'm good at both. I have good pure ref files that I've compiled over the years. And yeah, observation skills come from a very young age. My parents signed me up for an art school from a young age, so staring at pots and like different ceramics and fake fruit and replicating it on paper is kind of hardwired in my brain. So now just looking at the references, I'm able to replicate them without much struggle. I didn't know it was a thing, that it's a skill, until recently. I got into discussion with like different artists, and they were like, yeah, you gotta know how to do it. I feel like it should be taught at art schools. I wasn't taught that much where I went to study. Just getting really good reference, I cannot stress it enough. It's so basic, but it's so necessary. Especially for any new project that you're starting out. If you have an idea in your head that you want to create, get that reference, you know? Might not be the exact reference that you want to make. If you want to make like a, I don't know, a magical beast with a lion head and wings and fangs and I don't know. Claws and some stuff like that. Just pile all of that reference together. because that's what makes a believable character in the end, when you can kind of like nitpick from the final result, like, oh, I can see inspiration for this part of the body and this part of the body. Yeah. Cello, bye. Got to go now. Keep in touch. Good night. Happy modeling. Thank you. Have a good night. Okay. It's a good base to start with, but it needs more refinement. I know it's not the most fun part of the body to work on or watch somebody work on. Hey, we gotta get these hands done. Hey Layla, early stream today, is it? I always stream this time, although maybe daytime savings have affected it, shifted it for you. Daylight savings? Whatever it's called. Are you guys excited for the holidays? Are you gonna do anything special? I know it's a very generic question, and I have myself a very generic answer to that whenever I get asked. So I'm gonna sculpt. Very simple. I'm gonna texture some, gonna finish that Zeri. She's so close to being finished. I'm just struggling with her hair. If you guys want, I can show you where I got to the end of the stream. She's just done pretty much. She just needs to be posed and rendered. That's an easy part. But the hair, oh my god, the hair in Arcane. It's so good. And me being the perfectionist does not help the process. Yeah, let's work on the top of the fingers some more. Oh, okay, I probably just slept in. My sleep schedule rotates. Fair enough. Is it Sunday for you? Monday? It's Monday for me. Hope you didn't sleep in for work. although happens to all of us, doesn't it? I recently downloaded The Last of Us for PC because I don't have PlayStation or Xbox. And oh my god, it's such a good game. I get so freaked out every time I die with Joel that I scream. Pretty sure my neighbors can hear it. But it's such a good game. And I scream as in like actually get spooked because the dying animation is quite gruesome, depending on the enemy that you kill or try to kill. Or is killing you. If you played Last of Us, you know what I mean. Such a fun game though, and really good story so far, no spoilers. I have somehow avoided spoilers for all these years, ever since it came out. I cannot play The Last of Us Part 1 because it makes me feel depressed while playing. Okay. I guess you get a bit too immersed into it. I try to dissociate from games like that. I know they have good story. And good doesn't always necessarily mean happy. I don't know. It's kind of like reading a book, but visually. I feel like good books and good games should make you feel something. Like the books that I read are rarely happy or with happy ending. Although it does depend on how immersed you feel into the world. That's what I think. Because we discussed it a few streams ago, but I recently finished the fantastic work of Ichime Sayama, I believe his name is, Attack on Titan. And yeah, that thing got me depressed at some point. Just because of purely how much invested I was into the story, into the world building. Like, I got so immersed in it that at some point, I think it started to affect me in real life. So it can happen. I feel ya. Doesn't mean it's a bad story though. Okay, let's give her some nails. Do you play FIFA games like FIFA 24 and all? No, I don't. Not a really sports games kind of girl. I like open world RPGs. And I don't like shooters, I know. Just not my kind of thing. Although Last of Us involves a lot of shooting, but it's not a shooter. Is it? Also, I played Bioshock Infinite, which involved a lot of shooting, but again, really good story. Also, I don't really play with people. I'm a solo gamer. Okay, let's unhide it, duplicate it, delete lower, delete higher. Let's, I think I have a, yes, I have a fingernail brush. I downloaded it from somewhere long time ago. No, I think it's this way is correct. Is it? Oh well. So we have 15 minutes left or so. So if you have questions, please ask them now. So I have time to answer them. It's got quite sharp nails, from what I can see. That's a bit dangerous with all the gift wrapping and stuff like that she would need to get up to on the North Pole. She's an elf. I might just get rid of this one. Doesn't help me much. Now let's mask it and move it. Oh, I remember you. You stole my name. Who did? Yes, Bioshock Infinite is awesome. Yeah, really good. Nice hand. Thanks. Can we rig characters in ZBrush? Not in the way that you understand rigging, I don't think. You can rig with Z-spheres, but it's not transferable to any other software as far as I know. You can Google rigging characters with Z-spheres. Do you both print and game-ready models? I do not print, although I've done it in the past. And I don't work for game companies, I work for animation companies, so it's animation-ready models. Not that I know of where you can pose. Okay, but I'm far from expert. Yeah, it depends on what you mean by rigging. No. Okay, we need to reset this like filled in material that it had. Cool. Now we can mirror and weld. And it doesn't match up. Oh, was I sculpting without any symmetry? Great. That's just great, isn't it? Okay, so what's the best way I can transfer the sculpted data from one hand to the other? Also, she looks so scary without her clothing on. Maybe what would be the best way to do it? Okay. We'll mask the half. Let's try smart resymmetry. Yeah, so it worked. Let's subdivide again. Smart resymmetry. Subdivide again, smart resymmetry. Subdivide again. Well, by subdivide I mean go up in subdivision level. Smart resim. And I think it's fine. Okay. Prices averted. She's got her nails now. Awesome. We'll have 13 minutes. Okay. Did you show us how you made the fingernail object? No, it was an IMM brush. You can download it for free. Just Google IMM fingernail ZBrush and you'll get it. Not sure who the author is. You can make it yourself. It's pretty easy, or you can download it like I did. Oh, there's a link. Or maybe it was a couple of dollars, I don't remember. It's by Daniel Silport, and you can see his art station show up on top. Like that. Well, you can see it, right? Okay. Making it would be just using ZModeler and primitives. I could do it, but I also wanted to save time. So why do it if I have it? Okay. Mirror, mirror and weld. Don't forget to turn on your symmetry, kids. Because I always do. But smart resymmetry saves my ass so many times. back when I didn't know what it was, I would always like delete one half of the object and try to like flip it, merge it, reproject all the levels. But this makes life much easier. Really like his style. Any tip for skin shading? Skin shading. Use SSS, subsurface scattering, in whichever software you use. If you're only limited to ZBrush, I'd say that the what was it called? Skin Shade 4, this material is your best bet. And creating like cute stylized skin. And then in material you can turn on wax to like 30. Nothing will happen because you need to go into render properties and turn on wax, and you can now see. It's a bit hard to see because I'm zoomed out, but it's off, it's on. Kind of adds this SSS, fake SSS inside ZBrush. I can turn it up so you can see. I like to keep it down though to like this much. Yeah, and same goes for any other software. Looking into subsurface scattering in wherever you are rendering out of is important. If I could give one tip, like one quick tip on skin shading, that would be it. I find it fascinating the female brain comes at art from a different angle than the male. I think there are more kind of like not attributes, components at hand that play there rather than just female and male brain. But I see what you mean. But it's also your background in art, your observation skills, just like I said, your kind of like attention span that you developed, all of it. And I don't think it has to do with your gender. Not in the forms are forms. Okay. Hi, did someone say your voice is like meditation? Someone did, but I'm glad to hear it again. Thank you. Hello, my magic mustache. Good name. Scroll Reaper. The smart symmetry is nice, but I wish it would function with mirror, and weld. Doesn't it though? You just mask half of the object, just like I did, and then you rebuild it layer by layer. If you did the masking correctly, then you are fine. Just like I didn't lose any progress. I don't think I did anyway. I'll have to look back at what you did. Yeah, I just basically masked half, but like I was very particular about where the middle ground is. Oh, this is actually pretty good. And then I selected the part that didn't have the geometry, the changed geometry, the one that I forgot to sculpt on, like to turn the symmetry on. And then go to deformation and smart symmetry. And it copied all of the sculpting done from this hand onto this hand. Okay, we have 5 minutes left, and unfortunately I didn't get to pose her, but I'm happy that I got her hands done. Well, got them to a more presentable state. Maybe we could quickly paint them a little bit. Let's switch to ZBrush paint. You can also use skin shade. They're slightly, ever so slightly different. This one has a different specular attribute, I think. That's it. Now let's increase this one. And just want to add some redness to her fingers. That's right. Like so. The nails would also be a little bit more pink. Cool. Better hands. That's what we want to see. Oh, I thought you were talking about dynamic symmetry's new feature. I didn't know about the smart symmetries later. Dynamic symmetry, yeah, it's a different thing. Also really good. I haven't shown it off in this one yet. Thanks, never knew about the wax material in ZBrush. You're welcome. Yeah, that's really good. Sometimes in render, preview, AO, it will depend on your scope though. Turning on occlusion, obviously too much, maybe to like 10. And also like bring out the contrast in your sculpt. So it's in render, preview, AO, maybe even like 13. Sorry if you can hear like banging noises, it's my neighbors being very noisy. Yeah. I really wanted to pose her in this one. I don't think I'll be able to do it in like 5 minutes, will I? Let's try anyway. Let's see that we don't have any empty subtools. Nope. Cool. Transpose. T-pose mesh. Yep. That's what we want. Now, this is our reference. Let's do it. So I want this area and this one. And this one. Would have been so much easier in newer ZBrush as well. 2024. Promise I'll get it for next time. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's bending, but we forgot the nails. So let's add them in as well. Now, let's place it roughly where we want the bent elbow to be. Let's rotate it. She's got quite a sharp angle here, doesn't she? So okay. Her elbow has seen better days. Always hide it. Let's move it out ever so slightly. Same goes here. It's got a very sharp, like, elbow here, which doesn't make sense anatomically too much, but we can do it anyway. And this white cloudy thing or snowy thing should come up as well, like so. I think I'm just gonna pose one hand just to show off what you can do with pose tools in ZBrush. Just because I'm running out of time, and I'll pose the rest of her off stream. Just because the next stream will already be, I believe, in January, because I only stream twice a month now. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe if I'm not too busy, might stream on the 24th for Canada, US, that time zone people. It would be Sunday, 23rd. Is Christmas falling on Monday this year? Anyway, in those dates, I might stream in those dates if I have time. And if the slot is not already taken. Okay, so something like that. Don't wanna destroy the anatomy too much. Yeah, something like that. And now once you're done, let's say that's my pose. T-pose subtool. Very time consuming it is, but also if you don't want to create the rig, that's the way to go. Taking its time. Okay. Have you ever tried Marvelous Designer? If yes, what is your thoughts on it? It's a great software and I use it in my workflow quite a lot. Good software. And do you know how to fix Move Topological Brush when I'm using it and click on Mesh Brush, creating a pointy hole in the center? Which brush creates a pointy hole in the center? I will start I was restart brush, but it didn't work. Click on mesh. Brush creating a pointy hole. That's very odd. I'm trying to think what would create that. I think it's done. As you can see, it transferred the pose to... Oh, no touching. Okay, okay. Still doing its thing. Yeah, so it took a minute, but it transferred all of it, and now I have it with subdivision levels, and I can tweak it some more. And she's got her hand in place. Obviously, it's not perfect. Needs more work. But it's one way of posing your characters in ZBrush. There are other ways, like anchor brushes, that are even more improved in the newer versions. There's also the... what was it? Proxy pose? We can play around with that next stream if you want. But for now I'll have to be signing off. I'll just answer the questions that you guys left, and that would be me. So I tried to think about move topological brush, but I've never seen it create a pointy hole in the center. If it doesn't work, you can always use move brush and turn on topological yourself. Where that lies is, oh my god, where was it? It was a century ago when I took it out. Yes, auto masking. So brush, auto masking, topological. I just took it out here, and I never use move topological. I only use move, and when I need to move it with topology in mind, I just turn it on. Maybe try that and don't use move topological. I'm sorry it happened to you, but yeah, that's strange. When you click, you get a pointy hole. Yeah, that's odd. Yay, Monday. Okay. Try resetting brushes to default from brushes menu down the bottom. It did nothing. Well, you can just use regular move brush with topological enabled. Yeah, that's what I suggested as well. I think it's not as time consuming when you're accustomed to it in ZBrush. Yeah, I don't find posing in ZBrush that time consuming, to be honest. Creating a rig is already like an extra step that you need to take. If you're willing to go that far, go for it. Otherwise, you can do it like this. Auto masking topological, here's the path for the topological button. Well, here you go. Thank you, chat. Was fun stream, Layla. Have a nice rest of the day. Thank you, Mo to Memento. Memento. Thank you. Yeah, I think with that, I'm gonna be signing off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see if I can organize another stream this year. If not, I might just see you in the next one. And I really want to finish her, so keep an eye out for her on my ArtStation, Instagram, places like that. You can find me, again, ArtStation, Instagram, LinkedIn if you want to connect. My YouTube channel, and now I have a Telegram channel as well, if you guys want. You can find it. It's all linked everywhere. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Turn off topological and move topological brush works. Hello, Miss Layla, how are you? I'm great, but I'm gonna get going because I've been streaming for 2 hours and 8 minutes. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Happy holidays.